Now that we defined a simple artificial neuron, it's time to take a look at exclusive logical gate XOR. Here we have two inputs. We can call them A and B, or just call them X and Y, like a previous example. X and here Y, and the output Z. In this gate, the output would be 1, or the output would be true whenever the inputs are different. It means when both inputs are 0, our output would be 0. When both inputs are the same, 1, the output is also 0. But whenever the inputs are different, then the output is 1. I'm gonna call this axis X and here this axis Y. Okay, here we have 0 and 0 input, this point. Just like previous example for AND gate and OR gate, we're going to show the 0 output with a circle and these two 1 with triangle. Here we have 0, 0. Here we have when Y is 1 and X is 0. This one is when X is 1 and Y is 0, meaning they are different. Both of our triangle would be whenever the inputs are different. And again, for 1 and 1 input, I'm gonna show it with a circle again because it's 0. We want to just separate these two. There is no way that I can separate these two sets of data with one line. Anything that I do, I need to do it with two lines. Here is one line and here is another line. Suppose the input is less than, whenever the input of our data is less than the value of this function and greater than this one, then we will have an output of 1. Otherwise, we have an output of 0. The question here would be, how can we show it with a neuron? Because we learned for each function, we need to have one neuron. For this purpose, we need to convert it to another graph here. I'm gonna call this XS and this XS OR. So I'm gonna convert this data into another graph which is based on OR and AND. For both inputs 0, both OR of them and AND of them is 0, so it would be here. The output of them is also 0. For both 1, whenever this will be reflected here. Whenever both are 1, so the output would be 1. It's the same for OR and it's the same for AND. And whenever here we have the output of 0 and 1 and 1 and 0, the OR of them would be 1 and AND of them in both cases would be 0. So both of them are gonna reflect on this line, which I showed that with a triangle. Now that I converted this data into another graph with XS OR and XS AND, they are now separatable, they are trackable. I can separate them with one line. And here it is.